welcome back to the channel. Today we're at Dino Hills again. We're going to play their 13-hole temp course, starting on hole 1, par 3, 363 feet. You got this tunnel here with some of the putt-putt course on your right, and course 18 on your left, playing the other way. Right now this current layout is backwards. There's only 13 holes, but eventually there's going to be 18 holes, and it'll be in reverse order. Some of the holes will be combined, some of the holes will be eliminated, but this layout will be here until roughly the end of the year. It's definitely a fun way to see some other parts of the property, and there's a lot of really fun holes and really fun shots, so you should definitely get out there and check it out before the end of the year. I actually bounced off of this telephone pole and almost made it pin high. I don't know how. I just barely got a piece of it, enough to only redirect it a little bit, but still give it, still let it fly. Bobby piped it. Totally piped it. We're doing 2 off 1 here. I liked mine enough that I took it. Yeah, that orange one in the middle of the fairway there, that's Bobby. I'm a little in the junk on the side here, but we'll see what I have to work with. Everyone else is walking to their up shots. Got a little window to look at. Ooh, not enough height. Couldn't see the basket, I had to hyzer it. Just couldn't get it. Great putt from Bobby though. Hole 2, par 3, 197 feet. Really straightforward hole. Really specific in what it's asking you to do. Don't think this is going to be a hole in the other layout, but it's a fun one. This is the only hole on this course that makes it not cart friendly. It's still doable, but not cart friendly. Yep, that's a bogey tree right there. I keep trying to go gentle putter turnover. Can't get it right. Bobby's going thumber over the trees. Also, Bobby with the lone birdie. Everyone else parred out on hole 1. So yeah, you'll see what I mean here. This is getting up onto that green is where a cart is kind of inconvenient. But the regular course is pretty cart friendly for sure. So yeah, that's the basket, looking back over the ravine, back at the tee pad. Hole 3, par 3, 341 feet through what might be the tightest double mando in the Metroplex off the tee. Gavin's throwing a Corvette up there, getting a little flip out of it. Flirting with the edge of the circle. Justin forehanding. Not sure what that pink disc is, but he got the lone birdie on hole 2. I think this is a shrike out of Bobby. Man, that was close. Looks close in the video. I was to the left of the camera and it looked really close. Throwing my instinct. Trying to put it on hyzer, make the gap a little bigger. Doesn't want to stand up, so it kind of hyzers out over towards course 15's tee pad, but there's plenty of room over here. Sets up a good upshot, and Bobby's running it. Hits the pole. Found metal from about 150 feet out, something like that. One Razor Claw 2. Trying not to get my hips into it, just kind of swing it out there. Went a little deep. You don't want to be too far away from these baskets. The temp. Discatcher lights, I think they are. Whew. But yeah, pretty sunset down here in Glen Rose. Hole 4, par 3, 296 feet. That line on the tee sign makes it look straighter than it is. I feel like you need something to push straighter before you hyzer out. Forehand force out of Gavin here. Doesn't put enough angle on it. He's been throwing flex shots at that all day. This is our second round of the day, so we're all pretty tuckered out. I want to say it was a Glow FD3 had a Justin. It's definitely a lefty hole. I've got a left to right wind here, but that backhand turnover for righties is still really touchy. So lefty or forehand hole is definitely ideal. So I'm throwing fourth run alpha, Apex Alpha. I'm going to throw my VPO one left-handed. First left hand to throw in probably a week or two, and it shows. I needed to flex it or swing it out to the left, and I threw it way too straight. But I like this hole a lot. This one's a fun one. So yeah, it's looking back at the tee pad, kind of at the apex of the turn, and there's the basket. Hole 5, par 3, 453 feet. This one is a crush. It's hard to see even in person. It's definitely hard to see on video. It's pretty much, there's a little window through that tree line you can see, and it's right under there. We got a left to right tailwind, so you gotta either throw something stable on the line Justin did, or I like to throw something flippy kind of out to the left in the field and get it to swing back up the hill. So this is a first run Passion that I just got the other day. Really digging that disc a lot. Shout out to Lucy for the early Christmas gift. I appreciate it a ton. It's even pretty heavy for a Passion, so that helps a lot. Corvette out of Gavin. He put that disc under the basket last weekend. It was insane. It was such a sick shot to watch. That Shrike out of Bobby. Boom. So quick score update. No birdies have been had since hole 2. Shiggle out of Gavin here, throwing his force. So yeah, nature appreciation moment. It is just so pretty out here on this property. And these cool moths. I don't know what kind of moths these are, but they were everywhere.
So, back-to-back weekends, Dino Hills. How do you like it?
This is probably like top 3 courses I've ever played. Easily.
That's high praise.
I love this place.
Agreed.
It's hard, but it's fun.
How do you like it, Papa G? 3 out of 4 weekends at Dino Hills. fucking awesome. I love this place. Can I set up a cabin out here and live here? I'll just clean up, chop firewood, clean up brush, take care of cows, do whatever. Love this place.
Be the greenskeeper at Dino Hills.
Yeah. Like Bill Murray and Ted.
Hi, Justin.
Hole 6, par 3, 237 feet. Uphill, tight gap. Again, this course is pretty new. It's in its infant stages. So there's a lot of like ninja branches on this hole because it's just not beat in yet. Justin fixing the T sign. I think if this hole makes the final layout, this is going to be a really cool green. Because again, these holes, some of these are going to play backwards. It's going to be a really cool green. And just another really straightforward, but really specific hole. There's a couple little like yucca tufts on the ground too that are blocking the skip shot up into the green. The new MD3 here. Just controlling the angle with a hyzer. Caught one of those yuccas I was talking about. Yeah, earlier in the day my turnover mid-range game was not good, so I was trying to control the shot and just putting it on a hyzer line and get a more consistent return on what I was throwing here. Gavin's going with the new Vanessa Van Dyke and Meteor. Probably saw everyone else turn theirs over and he didn't put quite enough on it. Let me know how you like the camera work on this video. Since I didn't have my cart, which normally has my phone mount on it, I'm using a cheap tripod I bought on Amazon. And so far I'm liking it a lot. Except for in wind like this, there were a couple times it blew over. Decided to putt with the MD3 and I made it! Oh my gosh. You can see how tired I am. Hole 7, par 3, 332 feet, but it plays like 150, I bet. Really downhill, so it's kind of touchy, especially because all the wind is coming off of these treetops that we're throwing from above. But one of the coolest views on the property, looking out to the left towards the ponds, kind of getting up on one of the ridges of the valley. It was awesome. Gavin's throwing that force, something he can count on coming back to the left. And there's this big oak tree down there that got in the way. That was a very good shot. It probably would have been about 40 deep. But that tree gobbled it up. Oh man, that was looking so good. And that wind bounce just kind of lifted it over the basket. I don't know if it would have even drawn metal, but it would have been very, very close. So, forgot my own advice on that one and try to turn over again with a left to right wind. Definitely pooped, but having way too much fun to quit. I got the lone birdie on hole number 6 just a second ago. Currently, Gavin and Bobby are tied for the lead. Hole 8, par 3, 363 feet. An epic tunnel shot. You've got really thick rough on the left, really thick rough on the right, that if you happen to fight through the rough on the right, the property line is there. So one unique thing about Dino Hills is it's not like a city park where you throw over a fence or something, you just go knock on their door and be like, hey, can I get my disc? Like, no, it's someone's property line. and you never know what could happen when you go onto someone else's property, especially out in the country. So that disc is gone. So lots of risk to be had on this hole. Dad does a great job getting something to work left and then settle to the ground before it gets too far to the right. Pretty much playing that safe shot perfectly. Not sure what disc that is from Gavin, but puts a good move on it. There's a little landing zone there on the left. Throwing my instinct here, that's nicely seasoned. I could have put just a little more on it, and I think I would have pinned it, but that's alright. I'm pretty stoked. Probably made it about, if the hole's 360, I probably made it about 340, 330 down this tunnel, but I'm unfortunately in this really thick rough on the left here. But definitely my best tee shot to date on this hole. Papa G died. He's laying on the ground. We were discussing dead and unattached rules, and he determined that he was dead and unattached. Almost hit the beer out of Bobby's hand, but we saved it. Yeah, I had no path forward towards the basket, and that was a nasty spit out. You can't believe it. Ooh. Hole 9, par 3, 358 feet. Again, you have the property line to contend with. If you can hyzer something really stable over that tree on the right, that like tallest tree on the right side of the screen, you're loving life. But most people are going to throw straight up the gut here and hope to pure it. I was trying to, actually Gavin and I both were trying to turn something stable over a little bit to work through that gap to the left before hyzering out around that island of trees on the left. Looks like Bobby is trying the same thing, and none of us were successful. There's a left to right wind up there, and it is not helping us turn our discs over. Unfortunately, I missed Justin's tee shot, but we get to see where it landed. So I'm going to use a quick stick to shake the branch because it's so high up in the tree we can't quite reach it. But no disc left behind. We got it back. Hole 10, 340 feet, par 3. Again, that property line on the right. Very hard to recover a disc because there's a bunch of thick briars kind of right in that 340 to 360 mark. So even if you almost make it back to the fence, it's hard to recover that disc. So I wasn't feeling lefty backhand. I didn't have a super good wind fighting disc, so I just thumbered a flick and played it super safe. Nice rip out of Bobby, who is starting to run away with this thing. I think Justin got razzed by the music drop there. Hole 11, 650, par 4. So this is a long day of disc golf, but another beautiful hole here. Kind of throwing from elevation, looking back at hole 7 and hole 6. Cattle are in this part of the field now. They weren't out here this morning. Throwing my eternal longhorn, a little more of a wind fighter, and it is hyzering out towards that cute baby cow out there. Again, that property line is out to the right. There's a little more room over there than you would think, though. Luckily. I think Justin's going Enigma. And I think this is an Avery Jenkins Destroyer to Bobby that he just picked up. Oh, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Caught in the tall stuff. No skips, but it's all right.
What's up, cutie? Why are you walking away from me? Huh? You sure are cute.
Going Instinct here. So close.
Thanks.
Almost held Annie all the way to the green. Hole 12, par 3, 457 feet. Second to last hole on this layout. And the basket is up on that hill short of the tree line. Just past that kind of solo island of trees that's up there. Hole 4 on the regular course is to our left, playing down that hill. And the wind is swirling. I think it actually picks up right as the disc leaves Bobby's hand here on this next
Go for Bobby.
next throw. Yeah, this course is a crusher. It's gonna be a long course when it's done. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a tall order to play both courses on the same day coming up. Yep, threw my Longhorn super duper nose up. I'm getting tired. A lot of walking today, but wouldn't have it any other way. Love this place. So yeah, we all have upshots, putts, and we all for it. So yeah, it's in the wind, uphill. This is a good hole. Good hole for sure. Hole 13, par 3, 258 feet. That's a hole 3's basket on the left side of the screen, but we're playing down to the right. There's a triple Mando you got to throw through. Property line and thick rough on the right, so pretty low risk of losing a disc there. This is the common mistake, just hyzering out a little early. It is possible to, oh yeah, Bobcat, double, triple skipper. It is possible if you accidentally hyzer out early to actually catch that fence and not miss the Mando, and then you might have a way to pitch up to the basket and save a 3 without having to putt for 3 from the drop zone. But more often than not, that's my experience. I just accidentally hyzer too soon. That was sweet to get lucky on that Bobcat skip. I threw it too low. I was getting razzed by my dad. And this is where I ended up. About 20 feet long. And again, this course will be changed up for the Hangover Classic put on by the Funky Town Flyers on New Year's Day. So get out to Dino Hills and check out this fun layout before it's gone. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you out there.